Dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm Andrei Shevchenko, and on behalf of Ukraine Media Center team, I'm welcoming all the journalists who keep telling the world about our fight for freedom. Today is the International Day of Donor. We have invited to our center the representatives of GlobalLogic Ukraine company, who will deal with software development for the devices collecting donor blood. The company is involved in the developments that are flagship developments in this market and that are in high demand among Ukrainian specialists. So let me invite Ihor Kostiv, Associate Vice President of GlobalLogic Ukraine in Lviv, and Ostap Pona, Medical Projects Developer of this company. Ihor, please, could you tell us about the device you brought to our center? Thank you, Andrei. Good afternoon. So the device we have brought to the center is the device that has been developed by GlobalLogic and our customer for blood transfusion and for correct blood transfusion to have it right. It provides for everything. Measurement of the blood flow. It also provides for the measurement of the blood flow rate, and it also provides for the mixing of blood to prevent blood clotting. So it even acts as a kind of a mixer. So it performs everything you need to take blood from the donor and to store this blood in the right way to have it of the right quality. Our company has been cooperating with different medical projects and medical companies of the world for quite a time, and we mainly work with the best companies in the world, in particular with MedTech, and MedTech has more than 1,500 engineers. Um, And Ukraine, in fact, is much closer to the world than it may seem as far as medical technology is concerned, because Ukraine stands for innovations, for inventions, for a lot of solutions that are available throughout the world. Our developments are used in the US, in Europe, in many developed countries. In particular, we've got a joint project in Lviv and in Kharkiv. And in Kharkiv, we have a monitor, a display with the map of the world, where we can see in real-time mode how the devices developed by GlobalLogic are used throughout the world and how they are saving people's lives. You can see, when you can see there was a light at some point of time, this means that life was saved at that point. This monitor is not working now in Kharkiv, but we provide help to everyone from the west of Ukraine. Our company has more than 100 projects in the medical industry, and the project we are showing you is one of them. Ostap, what is the special features of this device? This device is very special because it can simplify the process of blood collection. You don't need to provide a lot of information. It optimizes the whole process. The donor just needs to come to the blood collection center, and if it's not the first time he visits this center, he may scan the QR code, and all the data will be there: his height, his weight, and there will be calculations made how much blood he could give. So does it mean that this is in a way a smart project, and this is the project with the highest safety, and it's much quicker? Sure, because the device will prompt you if the blood flow is under or above the norm, if something happens with the blood mixing mechanism, because blood needs to be mixed and stirred all the time to prevent blood clotting. And also in real-time mode, it may supply information to the display, and the person may be watching this display even from any other part of the world. The question is to one of you, whoever you decide, how important is it that this device is in Ukraine? Do Ukrainians have access to the best equipment? Well, I think we need to have it in Ukraine because it simplifies the whole blood collection process and accelerates this process. So we need to focus on this. Some of the functions of this device are performed in Ukraine by a medical nurse, by junior medical staff dealing with blood collection. In particular, this shaking is done by the medical nurse, but having this medical device at hand, she could take more patients and could deal with more people over the same period of time while is doing her work. Is it the level of equipment that is the best in the world? Yes, definitely yes. That is the device which is among the top ones in the world. Please tell about your team, because we hear a lot about Ukrainian programmers, about Ukrainian inventors. What kind of people do you have? And what is the attitude to them in the global market? Well, certainly, we have ordinary Ukrainian engineers working in our company, but the advantage of Ukraine in the global arena is that our system of education is very good. We have a lot of talented, gifted people, and these people can easily find their place in Ukraine, in particular in the IT industry. They can show their inventiveness, quick thinking, abilities, skills, and talents to elaborate the best thing. And the world appreciates Ukraine in this respect, because a lot of companies and projects are being outsourced to Ukraine for development and for implementation. How large a share of your staff has left for abroad? Well, those who felt concerned have left if they could. Mainly, these are women. Men are mostly staying here in Ukraine. We also provide services to our customers, and I would say that neither the quality nor the quantity of our services has been affected. We managed to relocate our people from dangerous areas with hostilities to the western part of Ukraine, and we keep providing services. What does the Ukrainian IT sector stand for in the war conditions? Well, I would say that the Ukrainian IT sector in the war conditions is one more front line for our country, because the IT sector managed to get reoriented at a very quick pace, managed to catch up with the pace of work. We moved to relatively secure places, and we are able to keep working with the same scope. And I would even say that we could be growing. There are already some companies showing some growth, and there are some customers coming to Ukraine in spite of the risks. And they do it right, because the people who come to Ukraine now and create their projects in Ukraine will win because of the quality, because of good price, and in the future, their projects will be developing even better. And the final question. Today is the International Day of Donor. So let me ask you a question. Have you got any personal experience of donorship in you or among your team members? I haven't got any personal experience, but know that my teammates are active donors. Well, it was on this day several years ago that we took our team and went to give blood. And the moment we started working with this project, we realized how important it is to give blood. So even on the very first day of the war, all our team went to give blood. And what about you, the feelings when you do it for the first time, that you share your blood? Well, you feel a little bit scared, but every other time it's like going to a psychologist. So Ostap, Pona, Medical Project Development of GlobalLogic Ukraine, and Ihor Kostiv, Associate Vice President of GlobalLogic here in Lviv, in Ukraine Media Center. Thanks a lot for coming. Thank you for sharing your unique development, and let's consider that this is also a contribution to the success and victory of Ukraine. It has been a pleasure for us to come here, and my special thanks go to all the journalists, to all you who keep covering the situation in Ukraine and helping all of us. Our next briefing will come at 1:30. We will have a talk with Valery Boyko, acting director of the Ukrainian Center for